Hello everyone. So it's been a little while since I put a tactic out. So I've got so many tactics at the moment. Some of them are unfinished, some of them are not really been tested enough for me to sort of make videos about them yet. So this one here, this was sitting in a folder for a little while. So this is my sort of interpretation of sort of Man United in 2008 when they had sort of Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo. And that sort of almost like a Roman front three, and then but it almost looked like a four. It was a 4-4-2 or 4-4-2-4. So with this, you could push him up here, or you could sit him back there a little bit more. And the same here as well. You could have him sitting in a straight 4-4-2 if that's what you wanted. But have a little play around with that and see what you find best. Okay, so it might depend on the players you have. You might not have players that sit back that do that well, sitting back in this sort of inverted winger role. Some of them don't even get like a star rating in there, so you have to train them. So it's quite a simple setup. We've got no PIs on the goalkeeper or any of the defenders here. So in the central midfield here, we've just got, this my thinking was, Carrick used to sit a little bit deeper, and Scholes was almost, he's kind of a playmaker that would get forward. So, you could try other options here. I've tried out, a CM with just runs from position, a box to box if you wanted the runs. But, ideally, I'd probably, this guy here hasn't really got any traits or anything, but I was playing a guy, Pusic, and he was, he's got no traits. But, I had a guy, he got sold by the board. He was playing well in that role. He kind of had long shots and stuff, and he was, he'd come in and sort of score goals from outside the area here, which Scholes would, he'd chip in with the odd goal from outside the box. And then he'll just sort of, he'd be up here, it's kind of getting that area why Ronaldo would be in that area. So obviously over here, I've been playing kind of Ronan. He's got an injury at the moment. He's picked up a few injuries. I've probably overplayed him a little bit this year, and he hasn't scored as many goals as I would have liked that role to sort of scored. So, last year he's only scored 11 goals in 33 games. So, obviously Conor Ronan isn't Ronaldo, his finishing's only 10. So if you had someone in that role, I mean, I've played some online games with this tactic, and I don't know, I can't even say his name, Ayazabal, the Sociedad winger. He was scoring a lot of goals in that role. So if you've got someone there who shoots with power, something like that, I'm thinking about trying to see my Tottenham save and maybe using Son in that role because, I think he would come in and score a lot of goals there. So inverted winger over here, you could have cross aim to the far post if you wanted to, but I haven't really got anything on there. I sometimes like him sort of crossing different places. We've got this pressing forward here, so sometimes you get these little crosses down the line here. So obviously, the inverted winger, he's back a little bit further, so he'll come into this sort of position here. He will start quite wide and then come in, and then obviously the full back on attack. You don't need to have the overlap because, as you can see here, it says he will naturally overlap. So full back attack responsibility is overlapping midfield and providing first team crosses. So he'll come up here and he's going to provide a lot of crosses into there as well. So a lot of time he could get like an early cross that comes in or something, or first time cross, and Ronan could be coming into there or whoever's playing over there. So up here, so what we've got here is just pressing forward here. So we want him to run from position a little bit, and obviously he's got to move into channels here. So as he comes up here, he's going to come out wide, sort of in between the fullback and the centre back, and then this guy, he could come and sort of be in this kind of area. He'll be sitting back slightly, and then he'll be up a little bit higher. So as because I want him, as he comes over here, then because he's roaming, I've got this guy over here, and I've got him roaming as well because they kind of will do that anyway. But I kind of want him sort of moving over this way a little bit as the guy moves into the channel over here, and then also I've got him moving into channels as well. So then as it comes over this side, he'll come round, he'll drop back a little bit and come round there, and then usually what will happen in inverted winger will come in and cut inside through there. So I think there's maybe a goal in the highlight video at the beginning. You see that exactly that happens. So that can work quite cool, especially he's got you've got a hold up ball here. So sometimes he'll just come wide in the channel, receive the ball, hold it up a little bit, and then just pop it inside to the guy running inside here. And then sometimes you have a shot that could come out, and you could have the AP kind of just sitting there, and he could sort of recycle the ball a bit closer to the box, and this guy's sitting a little bit further back, so he'll pick up any balls that sort of come out like that. So inverted winger over here, you pitch him with a few goals as well. He's usually his runs are usually a bit later than this guy over here. He'll usually be in the box quite early, whereas he'll be sort of coming in, usually running in this space here, and he'll usually hit a ball across the box or wherever he decides to hit it. So with the PIs then, so we are keeping it play out of defence in this version, and we've got a higher tempo there. So and we've got a positive mentality. So the ball does get forward quite quickly. It can be a little bit rushed. That's why I went with the pressing forward and support. I mean, you could use complete forwards here. I used them and they didn't really, they just wasn't really doing what I wanted to do. It wasn't their average ratings weren't very good. There's just a lot better playing here. So you see Bonatini was my top scorer this year. Last year, we've just got into into pre-season now, so it's wiped the stats. So he scored 23 and 34, 23 and 37 in total. So he's a kind of standout performer. And then the other guy really only came in January, but he scored I think 10 goals in 18 games. So he's not too bad there. So we'll see how we get on. We've just been promoted now, so last season we was favourites to win. We should have won it. So I thought that was a good time to sort of tweak the tactic a little bit while I'm in that lower division. And then this year we've got a nice tactic that hopefully works, and we can sort of do well in the new division. So when it comes out here, I haven't got counter press or regroup on. I didn't really want to drag into that too far, and also with the counter press, I didn't really with the positive mentality they're gonna. I didn't really want to get dragged out of position too much. It's when United used to come back, they used to keep quiet, compactish. And they'd kind of almost stand their ground a little bit, but they wouldn't kind of. Like when Keane was playing, he'd kind of close players down a little bit and tackle players, but they would get involved. So that's why I've got this tackle harder on here. So instead of always just chasing out the counter pressing, when they get close to players and the boys have got the ball, they do challenge for it. So we've got to get stuck in as an overall team thing as well. That can come off or on depending on who you're playing. Sometimes that can make you pick up a lot of yellow cards. And again, tight marking, that's going to be dependent on your players. Like I'm going for players that have got trying to get all players in that have got. This is just a quick pick team from a friendly, but say like Gozzi, for example, even him, he's got marking of 14. So for Swiss League 2, that was pretty good, and then you've got Messinaro over here. He's got marking 13, tackling 13, so and good jumping reach and stuff. So with here, I've got the false opposition outside. That's not always on. That can be, again, that depends on your defenders. If you've got centre backs that can head the ball, maybe use that. But if not, then maybe just don't. Just sort of keep it standard. I wouldn't bother going. I wouldn't bother going outside because you've only got two central midfielders in the middle. If you get like a three-man midfield, you're going to get just outplayed all the time. So, and that's one of the reasons why I go outside, because sometimes you've got the three-man midfield that can they can dominate the midfield a little bit. So this way, the inverted winger, you'll kind of come in a little bit as well and get involved in that press. So as you can see, he'll be up a little bit high here. The two pressing forwards will engage a little bit. I've only got a standard line of engagement and we've got a standard defensive line. So the reason I've got that to start out with the high line, but you're just going to get players playing balls over the top. My defenders, when I started out, weren't that quick. One of them's just, he's got acceleration of 12, which I suppose not bad for Switzerland. But if you're in a Premier League or something, and you want a high line, you're going to need probably like 14, 15 acceleration. So you could just drop that down if you're a little bit slower there. So again, it's not maybe as compact as you like. This here, you could go there to go a bit more compact, but that ends up coming in like sort of low block territory, and you're going to get like a lot of long shots. That you're going to get a high shot ratio to what you're going to score. So as well, another thing that's what I did start out with, I did have an attacking mentality, and that kind of that resulted in so many shots just being wasted and opportunities being wasted. I dragged it back to positive. It was a lot better. So you can see from the schedule here, like at the start, that was go back. I mean, like you get these sort of games that here started off well, was playing with the attacking mentality, and then things started going a little bit. It started, even this game here was a bit of a struggle. We won 2-0 in the end. We scored early on, and it was just, it was one of them. We had loads of shots, and you didn't think it. I particularly remember this early period of the season. After losing that, I kind of started making a few changes, and then you can see we went positive. We started just getting wins quite a lot. The odd draw here and there, 1-1, 1-1, and then we lost this game here. This was getting down to fatigue now. We was getting quite fatigued at this point. So we done well there. Somehow managed to win this cup as well. I mean, like you look here at this schedule. Got a bit lucky really with the schedule. Look at that. So I don't think. So it was only Luzerne. They're in the top division. Apart from that, I didn't play anyone else in the top division until I got to the final. So it was just like just going on beating teams that I'm beating all season really, and then we just managed to win in extra time. Like all the goals happened. Like you see, 115, 116, 117. So it all just kind of come alive at the end, and then obviously it was in my favour. So yeah, we've done well to win that, but we sort of kind of rode our luck a little bit. Obviously, Basel and Young Boys, they kind of got eliminated by other teams, so that was handy for me that I didn't have to play any of them teams. But I think any other year, you're probably going to end up coming across one of them in the semis or the final, and it's going to make it quite difficult. So obviously, at the moment, I'm just trying to strengthen the team and sort of play this tactic. Got another slight version I use here. So this one here, we changes us with. So we don't play out of defence. We hit early crosses. So we just kind of get the ball out to the fullbacks a little bit quicker. This all stays the same. Yeah. So what I was doing online the other night as well, I had the goalkeeper I've selected. We've been doing it. I don't know. We've done about 20 games with the same team now. And the goalkeeper I've got hasn't really got good kicking. So what I do with him here is I was going to distribute to flanks and then throw it long, because he had like, I don't know, about 9 or 10 for passing, 12 for kicking, but he had about 15, 16, I can't remember what it was now, for throwing. So I thought, we'd just get it out and throw it out to the wings. And that worked a lot better. I took the play out of defence off, and he was just kind of just throwing it out to there. And we was just kind of hitting on a break quite a lot, and that was good. That was good. So that was another way of playing it. So use these as templates. Don't think this is not going to work for every team. Like I said, you can make little tweaks. You can come here if you want. Like this one here's even got dribble less. So if you are going high mentality and you want to go attacking, I would say go dribble less. Maybe go a little bit more disciplined as well. Low crosses, take or leave that. That's just going to get you cutbacks. Maybe a few balls across. So a few balls across into that that far post there. They used to sort of go in there. Ronaldo's obviously, he's a good header of the ball. He's obviously, especially later in his career at Madrid, he was always heading balls in. But I found here, I watched a lot of the highlights. A lot of his balls, a lot of his goals were just coming in his back post and just having so much. I don't know why he had so much space all the time, just coming and scoring. But he could score from anywhere when he was playing. So, and then another little version we was messing around with. This actually done all right. It's better done. It looks a bit weird, I know, but so my thinking there was, when he in the Champions League, he'd have Scholes and Carrick a little bit deeper, and then he would have Hargreaves sort of playing over here, Rooney dropping back, one of the strikers up there, maybe Tevez or whatever, and then he would have Ronaldo this time playing on the left. So this actually done all right. I wasn't sure about whether ever would be a fullback, but this was more just I literally was just playing fantasy draft and trying to make a tactic that worked from there. So no one know. So this isn't finished yet. I won't put this in a folder, but you can have a quick look to see. You can make that if you want. Rome position on both of them too. He's got nothing. He's got nothing. He's got tackle eye much tighter. He's got nothing at the moment. I might change that. You can see like I haven't even fully finished this. I'll save this at the end of a game. So, but yeah, done all right. It won a game. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll do all right. I haven't used it against AI yet. So try out these two though. See what you think. Any suggestions? Obviously, going back, I was literally just watching highlights, watching a few videos, reading a few articles. So, going back quite a long time now, like what 2008. So I can't remember every game what was going on back then. So hopefully it's a good job, does a good job, and hopefully it just does well on Football Manager. That's the aim. So take care, everyone, and hopefully I'll get some more videos out in the next week or so.